Well, hello and welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Saturday night, championship action for you. The Velocity Online Racing Series hits the high-speed banks of Auto Club Speedway here tonight. Happy hour now coming to a close, getting ready to fire things off in the 10-minute qualifying session. We'll see who jumps out there first. But championship on the line here tonight. Very important circumstances to keep in mind coming into tonight's race. Your points leader heading into tonight, Julian Altena, sitting with a 33-point separation over his closest competition, Oscar Fredrickson, right behind him. And basically, with 17 drivers on the grid here tonight, Oscar's going to have to win the race, and Julian is going to have to somehow have the worst night out of anybody and walk away in the final spot. We'll jump out now with a few drivers out there on their opening qualifying laps. Here you see the 23 of Jim Herrick as he makes his way out onto the track and getting up to speed now. A lot of drivers out there on their qualifying laps already. Christopher Kresge out there on his qualifying laps. Oscar Fredrickson, Shane Coogan, as well as Robert Sadler. Matt Houston out there from Raceverse. Out there, a big shout out to Matt and everybody back there at Raceverse. Coming out to sponsor the league with a $100 prize pool next season. Details still coming out here in the next few weeks, all about that. So do want to take a moment to send a big shout out to Matt Houston and everybody over there at Raceverse for all that they're doing here in the Velocity Online Racing Series. Still driving with that 23 of Herrick as he's on a very high line here, up there hugging that outside lane. Few drivers crossing the line, so we'll go ahead and throw your qualifying board up for you there just to the left-hand side of your screen. You can follow along just like we do here in the booth. The 12 of Oscar Fredrickson doing what he's got to do so far here tonight, sitting top of the speed charts right now. Quick time, 33.08. And just like that, Christopher Kresge going to go top of the speed charts now, 33.03. Shane Coogan now taking that top spot away. So big battle. Sadler going to go quick time now, 32.93. Does Herrick have anything for him? Can the 23 cross the line and take the top spot? Not gonna do it, but Fredrickson gonna go back to the top of the speed charts. We'll jump back with your points leader, Julian Altena, as he makes his way down the backstretch right there, hugging that white line. That's one of your best friends here in the open wheel qualifying sessions. You want to be right there hugging that white line, especially on your second time lap. There you see Julian cutting the line right there, staying right next to the grass, crossing the line. First time lap on the board for Altena. Gonna go 7th right now. Marion McDaniels, as well as the 37, also out there on track. Alex Van de Sant on track as well in his 17 machine. Nick DeGroot in the 89 on his qualifying attempt as well. Very fast-paced qualifying here in Velocity Online Racing. Altena coming off of turn number 4, back across the stripe. Let's see if he can shake anything out of that car. Van de Sant goes top of the speed charts, 32.89, and just like that, the one of Julian Altena gonna go top of the speed charts, knock Van de Sant off with a 32.88, just 1/100th faster than that 17 of Van de Sant. Altena gonna bring his machine back down to pit road. We'll jump back now with the 13 of Marion McDaniels as he's on his second qualifying lap. They're going 42.16 first time. He's going to have to pick up quite a bit, almost about 10 seconds, if he's going to want to do anything with your pole sitter right now. That one of Julian Altena. And the engine just sounding a little bit off in that 13. Don't believe McDaniels is going to have anything for your pole sitter right now, your provisional pole sitter, your points leader coming into tonight's race. Ken, that one sweep the night and the championship all at one time. McDaniel's going to cross the line, second time lap, 41.52, so not improving on the speed charts at all is that 13 machine. Now Luis Gonzalez-Nunez out on his up to speed lap. We'll follow Luis around as he gets his way back onto the back stretch and able to join the racing surface. So 2 laps around here for this 15 machine. Let's see if anybody has anything for that one car up there, provisional pole right now, quick time 32.88. That is going to be a tough one to beat. 4 drivers left to put in their qualifying time. The 44 of John Christensen. You're watching Luis Gonzalez Nunez in the 15, and Gavin Smith still down on pit road yet to climb into their Dallara IR18 here tonight at Auto Club Speedway. Just past the halfway point here in qualifying. Been on such a quick run here so far tonight. How you doing? How you feeling, race fans? Thanks for joining us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I'm Darkside Dave in the cave here in the Turn 3 Racing Network booth, bringing you all the great qualifying action, and here, soon to be championship night for these Velocity Online Racing drivers. Nunez going to cross the line 15th with his first time lap, 33.73, so he's still got, about a second. Yeah, just about a second if he's going to want to knock Altena off the top of that provisional pole. Just not looking like the speed is in that 15 machine right now for Luis Gonzalez Nunez. So Nunez trying to hug the apron, hug that grass line right there. Going to cross the line. Where's he going to shake out? Going to improve his time. But where's he going to go? Jumps all the way inside the top 5, all the way up to the 4th spot. So that's a pretty big jump there. Heck of a lap by that 15 of Nunez. And with 16 drivers on your speed charts right now, only 2 drivers left to go qualifying. The 44 of John Christensen, and the 18 of Gavin Smith. And it doesn't look like either of those drivers are going to head out on a time lapse. So it looks like the man of the moment is your championship points leader coming into tonight's race. The one of Julian Altena has a 33-point lead over the man that's going to start a little bit behind the 8 ball. He's going to be starting back there, 5th position, Oscar Fredrickson. So already Oscar is going to have a big task on his hands to try to snatch the championship away here from that one machine. With that being said, race fans, we're going to take a quick commercial break, head down trackside for the national anthem, then get things fired off and ready to go for your green flag here tonight in the California 250 and Velocity Online Racing Championship night. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the
as the jets fly over and clear the track. We're ready to go racing here tonight from Auto Club Speedway. There you see a little bit of the race info for tonight. This 2-mile D-shaped oval. It looks more like a bean to me, but, you know, D-shaped oval. 80 degrees out there for the track temperature, so shouldn't have too much of issues with the slipping and sliding grip. Should be at a premium here tonight for these drivers, as Julian Altina increasing his points lead, walking away with the pole. That's going to add one more point coming in to the race, 34 points ahead of Oscar Fredrickson. And oh my goodness, drivers hitting the gas, so you know what that means. We're rolling off your starting grid for tonight's California 250. Looks a little something like this, starting inside row number 1, your pole sitter and championship points leader, the one of Julian Altina. Just to his outside, the 17 machine of Alex Van de Sant, starting in the second row inside, the 89 of Nick de Groot. Just to his outside, the 15 of Luis Nunez. Starting inside row number 3, the 12 of Oscar Fredrickson. Just to his outside, the 6 of Robert Sadler. Row number 4, the 29 of Shane Coogan, and the 3 of Gary Godso. Inside row number 5, the 60 side of Matt Houston, and rounding out the top 10, the 16 of Christopher Kresge. Row number 6, the 22 of Michael Jeffries, and the 23 of Jim Herrick. Row number 4, the 19 of Dylan Hashlet. Just to his outside, the 37. Row number 8, the 18 of Gavin Smith, and the 24 of Chris Scalia. Row 9, Marion McDaniels and John Christensen. And that does it for your starting lineup. Pace car down and away. We're ready to go. Green flag racing here from Auto Club Speedway in the California 250. Field gets off to a good start, and we'll see some pack racing here in these Dallara IR18s for the first few laps before some of the tires begin to wear off. Some of the handling becomes an issue. 3 wide up the track for a moment, and a car already around behind the field. Caution flag flies as Dylan Haslich has had some trouble. We'll go back, take a look here, see what happened. And there you see already going around is Hashlet. We'll take one more look here, see if we can't see what happened. Looks like he's just on the apron a little bit with those left side tires, and around she goes. So early spin, early ride for the driver of that 19 machine. So that's going to slow the field for a brief moment. We'll go back live at the front of the field with your race leader, Julian Altina, as he tries to clinch his championship here. And it's pretty much, I don't want to say it's pretty much in the bag. 18 drivers on the grid here, and he's going to have to finish in the final position here tonight. And he's also going to have Oscar Fredrickson win the race to be able to snatch away the championship. So Fredrickson with a tall task at hand, and Altina just gotta maintain. Don't need to put himself in any awkward or bad situations throughout the race night, and things should be sitting pretty by the end of this thing. Lap number 2 under caution here for the first time of the evening. First time going around the track. The 19 of Dylan Haslich has a little bit of trouble. Left side's down a little too low on the apron, and around his 19 machine went. Looks like everybody's staying out on track. The 24 of Chris Scala coming down to pit road. We'll have to see if he gets tires or if he's servicing that vehicle. And yes, looks like he's going to get some fuel and tires on that machine. So look for him to be a little bit quicker at the back of the field. And as we find ourselves under caution here for a brief moment, pace lapse a little bit extended here over the 60-second mark. Do want to take a brief moment to thank everybody over there at Race First, Matt Houston, for doing everything that they're doing behind the scenes, especially for next season coming up here with the Velocity Online Racing Series. The championship top 5 we'll be fighting it out for a $100 prize pool. So big shout out to Matt and everybody back there at Raceverse for stepping up and a big commitment to the league and to the series, putting it all together for not just the league but also all the drivers out there. So big shout out to Matt Houston getting all that worked out with Raceverse behind the scenes and bringing that on aboard. A lot of great things coming up here in the next few weeks, so keep your eyes peeled to the Facebook page and look for some big announcements coming out from Velocity Online Racing as the field makes its way around turn number 4 and back to the stripe. Should receive the 1 to go this time by, so that Ford Mustang pace car light should be going out this time by. Field will get ready to go. Back green flag racing here on lap number 4 of 125 scheduled in the California 250 Championship night here for Velocity Online Racing. Your race leader sitting on top of the points standings, liking what he's seeing, loving what's in front of him, and that's just that Ford Mustang pace car. Can Altona keep it up through the rest of the night? Driver's going to have at least 2 green flag pit cycles, or they're going to have to stop for fuel at least 2 times. It may not be under a green flag pit cycle, but they're going to have to stop for fuel at least 2 times here tonight in the race. So look for that to be a big part of the race as well. Who can get the cars woed up after being on the track on some very old tires? You can go quite a long time here at Auto Club Speedway before you have to come to pit road for the fuel. So we'll see who decides to do it the short pitting, the undercut way, or who's willing to extend their stints, and whether they're going to extend just the first one, maybe just the second, maybe both. We'll have to wait and see how that all plays out here. Field going to get ready to go back. Green flag racing this time by as we get ready to take lap number 5 out of the 125 scheduled in the official race distance in tonight's California 250 Championship night for the Velocity Online Racing drivers. Waiting for it, and on the gas, and away we go. Green flag racing once again. Altona drops to the bottom. Field snakes its way and follows them, tries to stay right there in the slipstream heading into turn number 1. Once again, looks like Field well and true through turn 1 this time. No troubles for the rest of the field. Everybody single file down there on that bottom lane. Few drivers jumping out to the outside, trying to get a little air on the front nose there. Well, they don't have a rear nose, but on that nose cone, Nick DeGroot trying to make that outside lane work. We've got a third line now starting to try to develop. It's going to fall apart, but still 2-3 wide racing here after the restart. Still leading on that inside lane is the one of Julian Altona as he's got Nick DeGroot working the outside. Here comes Luis Gonzalez, Oscar Fredrickson right there as well. Gonzalez with a moment. He's fallen, dropping back down on the apron. May have had a bit of a brief moment there. He's going to elect to drop back through the field for just a moment, so we'll stay here at the front with Fredrickson as he's in the 3rd place looking for more. Down there on that inside, trying to get it by Nick DeGroot. DeGroot keeping it wound up on the outside. Here comes Houston to the outside. Sadler looking to the inside now. DeGroot under fire as he's going to lose that 2nd spot, and if he's not careful, he's going to lose some more. Here comes Sadler to fill that void on the inside, push DeGroot back to the outside, and just like that, Houston falling back now to the 6th position. Here comes the 29 of Shane Coogan. Whoa, big wiggle there for Fredrickson just behind your race leader, and that is your top 2 on track, your top 2 in the point standings coming into tonight's race. Altona trying to continue what he's done all season long, and that's keep Fredrickson right there on his heels. Big move to the inside of DeGroot goes the 6 of Robert Sadler. Now to the outside of Fredrickson. Can Sadler make that run? And oh my goodness, big running around all the way up to 2nd. Great move by that 6 of Sadler. Jumping around 2 cars right there in one corner. That was a heck of a run. He's going to look to do the same to the race leader. Can he take that top spot away from Altona? After starting with the provisional pole, can Altena continue to lead the race? Sadler with a big run, got a slipstream behind him. That's not going to help. Gonna fade away. The run's dropping. DeGroot right there for a brief moment. Now dropping in just behind the gearbox of Altena goes Sadler once again. Sadler to the outside going into turn number 1. Business at the front, business towards the rear. Matt Houston, Shane Coogan, Michael Jeffries, Christopher Kresge, all battled up right here, 2-3 wide at times as Kresge looks to go to the inside. There you see him right there, and that's that 16 machine just in front of the 22 of Michael Jeffries. Jeffries trying to gain some spots, up 2 spots from where he started tonight, but Altena has led pretty much the entire race here so far after starting on the provisional pole, and he continues to keep the field behind him. Robert Sadler, Alex Van de Sant also battling now for that 3rd and 4th position. This thing just doesn't stop. Small battles all over the track. We'll take it a little further back in the field right here, 14th, 15th position. That is John Christensen, Gavin Smith, Dylan Hashlich right behind them after an early spin. He's recovered rather well. Just like that, another battle at the front. Outside, Nick DeGroot looking for the lead. That run's gonna go away as Altena continues to hug that white line, and that has been his best friend. We've got drivers lined up inside and out. Who's gonna have the run? Who's gonna take this thing on home? Who's gonna go up there and challenge that one machine? Looks like the clean air is working well. And I tell you what, while we've got a chance, why don't we go out there on board here with one of the drivers here tonight? Why don't we see if we go and let's see what it looks like from the seat of that 6 machine with Robert Sadler. There you can hear Sadler working the throttle, working the gearbox right there on the gearbox of Altena, who's just out in front of him, less than a few tenths of a second, just a few hundredths actually. Now looking to the outside is the 6. Not going to be there, not going to have the run, but here comes the launch off of 2. He's going to have a drag race down the backstretch. Still preferred spot with the 1 of Altena, but looking hard on the outside here. Sadler riding with him. Sadler almost there, but not quite getting the job done. Gonna tuck back inside your race leader. And this battle at the front just will not go away. So I tell you what, let's throw a little bit of the battle box up there for you. There you see your top 3 battling out for that top position. 230, 240 miles an hour around this 2-mile track. Good God almighty, these drivers all over the gas. You hear them getting out of the gas when we rode with Sadler there for just a brief moment. And Sadler gonna take and lead a lap here. Gonna take a lap away there just at the line. Just for a brief moment away from Julian Altena. But Sadler, you heard him feathering and playing with that throttle. So these drivers aren't full throttle. But man, 240 miles an hour, that is moving. Battle at the front of the field still raging on between your top 3. Altena, Sadler, and DeGroot, Fredrickson, and Nunez. Van de Sant right there lurking in the background. Don't count out Matt Houston nor Shane Coogan as Christopher Kresge has made his way inside the top 10, and Jim Herrick gonna round out that top 10 right now as we sit on lap 17 out of 125 scheduled here tonight in the official race distance for the California 250 Championship night here in season number 2 for Velocity Online Racing, in 2-3 wide at the front for the race lead. Nick DeGroot running that third lane. Looks like he's going to fall to the wayside, but here comes Sadler still trying to work that middle. Nobody with Sadler. He's holding his own, but inside lane moving forward. Altona going to break away from the field for just a brief moment. Now here comes Luis Gonzalez Nunez following through on the inside lane. Oh my goodness, what a battle, what a run here tonight so far for all of these Velocity Online Racing drivers. 3-4 wide for brief moments and 3 wide for the race lead as the field makes their way back off of turn number 2. Now Nunez hunting for that top spot. Can he clear? No, he can't. 3 wide once again into turn 3. As the field begins to make their way up and close in on back markers, the 19 of Dylan Haslich is going to have to watch his mirrors. Those side mirrors going to become his best friend. Field catching him. Oh my goodness, what a move. Big moves there by Nunez. DeGroot moves as well. Haslich right in front of this field. Haslich, oh my goodness, right in front. Oh my goodness, down and across and into another driver, Christopher Kresge. In trouble. We'll go back, take a look, see what happened here to that 16 of Kresge. Go back there, you see him, he's got it righted and got it rolling. We'll take a look back here with the replay. Let's see if we can't see what happened. Not catching it from that angle, we'll back it up, look, oh, and there you see the contact. And around goes Kresge. Ooh. That's a tough one to swallow. That's a tough pill to have to digest there. And I tell you what, let's go and look at it one more time here from the driver's seat. Let's go back one more time, take one more look at this. Oh, I'm a little late with it, but still there you see just how quick things can happen. And Kresge going around. And well, that's never good. Never good to go around, never good to spin around. Field to back under caution, backed behind the Ford Mustang pace car. Looks like we've got some green flag pit stops, or I should say some, well, they're not green flag pit stops at all. Looks like we've got some pit stops here at the front of the field. Pretty much everybody coming down pit road. Looks like Gavin Smith gonna gamble, gonna stay out. So as these drivers all head down pit road and get some gas and 4 Firestone tires on their machines, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Backtrack side as the field makes their way off of turn 2 and down the backstretch, back under caution for the second time here tonight at Auto Club Speedway in the championship race. It's season number 2 for Velocity Online Racing. Gavin Smith rolling the dice here, gonna stay out. Everybody else down pit road for fuel and tires, so fresh tires right on his gearbox. We'll see how long he can keep this field behind him with those older tires. Gavin Smith gambling, rolling the dice, but will bring the field back to the restart box and back to green flag racing here as the Ford Mustang pace car makes its way on the pit road. Field ready to go. Green flag racing once again here at Auto Club Speedway, and on the gas, and green flag flies once again. Drivers with a big wiggle there from Sadler. Sadler having to get out of position, spinning the tires there for just a brief moment. Altena dropping to the bottom there in turn number 1. Looking for the lead by the exit of 2. The one of Julian Altena makes a big move, and back to the front by the exit of turn number 2 goes that one. But here's Luis Gonzalez right there hunting them down on the outside. Nick DeGroot, Gavin Smith dropping through the field as Oscar Fredrickson makes his way by. Shane Coonan right there as well. Side by side at the front of the field still. We'll have some more pack racing here for the next 10 to 15 laps. Once again, all these drivers going to stay packed up as the field stays close and grouped up with each other. I tell you what, let's head down a little bit closer for some more action. What do you say? We're going to mute the mics for a second here, head down trackside for a little bit of what we like to call turn it up. Love to bring the sights and sound from trackside here in Velocity Online Racing's championship night. It's the California 250 to decide who will walk away the Season 2 champion. Will your race leader, your points leader, win tonight's race and stamp his name on that championship trophy? We'll have to wait and see if Altena can continue to lead the field here tonight. Has been fairly dominant in the 30 laps that we have run so far, crossing the line that time by 125 laps scheduled in the official race distance. But where did this man come from? Big shout out, big man on the move right now. The 24 of Chris Scala up there, gaining 14 positions from where he took the green flag. Great run so far here. Big time move up through the field, gaining those 14 positions, and now right there on the gearbox of your race leader and looking to grab a lap lead, but not going to do it that time. Luis Gonzalez jumps to the outside of Scala. Scala going to look to drop just behind Altena, but Altena still leads the field so far here tonight. Oscar Fredrickson right there, right where he needs to be. But unfortunately for him, one of the drivers in front of him is his, I don't want to say rival, but is his championship rival here tonight, as Altena has the race lead, 34 points before the drop of the green flag, and that means Fredrickson is going to have to find a way to win here tonight, and he's going to have to find a way for Altena to have a catastrophic failure here. As that one, and that could have been it there. Almost touching wheels there. Coming off of turn number 2 was Scala and Altena. That could have ended up very bad, but very good for the driver of that 12 machine. Fredrickson needs Altena to have some trouble. It needs him to finish out of the race here tonight, and it's going to be a tough one for that to happen with drivers already off track and already behind pit wall. I believe that has locked it up for Julian Altena here tonight. Only able to finish as low as 16th, and that's not going to be enough to make up the gap. So I believe we can go ahead and, well, we won't say officially, but it is pretty much a done deal for the driver of the one machine. And I tell you what, we do have an onboard camera with Altena, so let's go seat of the pants here with the driver of that one machine, Julian Altena, down into turn number 1, field right behind him. Chris Scala looking to the outside right now, but not able to get the run. And this is just what Altena has done all night long. That's hug that white line right there. Pretty safe, easy drive here. Looking over the left shoulder now of that one machine, still leading the field here tonight, just like he has done since the drop of the green flag. A few drivers have went up and challenged for that spot, but nobody really able to take and keep that spot away from Altena. Gavin Smith did attempt to stay out under our latest caution, but since has fell all the way back to the last car on the lead lap, 3.9 seconds behind your race leader. And now the field's starting to get a little bit of a gap. Altena beginning to open up a 0.2 of a second gap as the field begins to battle just behind him. Oscar Fredrickson, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, they're battling now. They're all in line. 3 wide battle now with Herrick, Sadler, and Van de Sande. Halfway down the backstretch on lap 36, still some positions up for grabs and hotly contested through the top 10 here. Altena pretty much has this lead pack right behind him. Now Nick DeGroot gonna jump and look to the outside, but Scala, Fredrickson, and Nunez round out your top 5. Herrick makes a move to gain the 6th spot. Coogan right there in 7th. Van de Sande 8th. Sadler in 9th, and rounding out your top 10 on lap 37 out of the 125 scheduled in the official race distance. That's 66 of Matt Houston. And slowly we're seeing that big group at the front begin to get single file. Once again, things starting to stretch out a little bit at the front. And the gamble, do want to take another moment right here. Gamble not paying off for this man right here on screen, the driver of that 18. Gavin Smith, not really going his way. Finds himself 5.6 seconds behind the race leader now with 21 lap older tires, and he is giving up a ton of time right now. But I wonder if that's going to work out with some fuel strategy, as fast and hard into pit road comes that 18 of Gavin Smith. That looked pretty quick for a pit road entry. We'll have to wait and see whether or not any penalties are given or handed out. But back at the front of the field, Nick DeGroot still on the gearbox of your race leader, not letting him get away. Scala right there, as well as Fredrickson, Herrick, Nunez, Coogan also right there, still under 1 second behind your race leader. Front of the field still all over each other. Look like a pack of hornets coming down the front, stretching back across the line. Side by side battle once again for the race lead. Nick DeGroot way up the track there. Brings it right back down behind Altena, but just in front of Fredrickson, and that was pretty close to chopping the nose cone off of that 12 machine. So look for the 12 to now fill the gap. He's going to be able to do so. Make that inside lane work. Look for him to take and put his machine into that second spot. Looks like he's going to do so pretty easily. Now dropping to the bottom goes Scala. Scala looking to the inside. Or no, I apologize. That's actually Shane Coogan looking to the inside there. And here comes Herrick. Out there on the outside, had a big run into 3 and 4 that time. Jim Herrick with a big run up 8 positions from where he started tonight. And now here we go. 3 cars at the front, packed up nose to tail, heading into turn number 1. They fan out, get some clean air on the nose cones. Look for these drivers to group back up off of 2 and try to break away from the field. And nope, not gonna happen. Nick DeGroot stays on that outside lane. That lets Coogan, Herrick, Scala, and Nunez stay in the slipstream. 2, 3, 4 cars battling at the front of this field. Hairy moments just coming across the line there for Nick DeGroot. Him and Jim Herrick almost got into it there, coming across the stripe to begin lap number 43. As now Oscar Fredrickson looks to take his machine and put it at the top spot. Not going to happen. 3 wide into turn 3. Very close race in action at the front of the field. The one of Altena still has Fredrickson and Coogan to deal with. Nick DeGroot, Jim Herrick, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, and Alex Van de Sant right there. Chris Scala in hand. Matt Houston. Robert Sadler slowly losing touch, but still within 1 second of your race leader. So all the way back to your top 10, still within 1 second of your race leader. Then a big gap back to Gary Goodso, Michael Jeffries, and Lars in the 37 machine. Last driver on the lead lap in the 37 is Lars Buersdorf. Having a good run so far, is trying to stay in tow. There you see him just off of the pace right there. Last car in line trying to keep up with the snaking drivers just in front of him. That's Michael Jeffries and Gary Goodso. But back at the front, Luis Gonzalez. Look at this pack. Oh my goodness. That is literally your top 10 within just about 0.8 of a second of each other. Race fans, that is a lot of money. A lot of money in one little spot, I tell you that. Drivers snaking, bobbing, weaving down the backstretch and into these corners, trying to get as much clean air on the nose cones as they can. The push is real. The aero push on these things may catch a few drivers out, and it looks like Chris Scala had a moment. We'll take a look as he's slow now. He's going to lose a ton of time and a ton of ground after scraping the outside wall with the right side tire. Scala falling all the way to the back of the pack, back to the 13th spot now. Trying to recover a little bit of momentum now, looking to the inside of that 37 car. He's going to look to make that pass back once again. And that's just how quickly it can happen. Little tiny scrapes can mean a lot when you're moving at about 225 plus miles an hour here at Auto Club Speedway. Lap 48 underway now as Julian Altena continues his quest for the championship here in season number 2. And it's all pretty much, well, it's all pretty much said and done. Just got to put the official stamp on it at the end of tonight. Coming into tonight with a 33-point advantage over Oscar Fredrickson, increasing that lead by 1 point by gaining a pole here tonight. for Altena and then leading the laps. He's gaining points as well. So the night for Fredrickson to try to capitalize if Altena has some trouble is going out the window. Altena can no longer finish any lower than 15th here tonight, and that is not going to be far enough through the field for the driver of that 12 machine, Oscar Fredrickson, to make up enough points to leapfrog Julian in the points. But none of these drivers out here cutting him any slack. They are all over him. 3 wide once again at the front of the field. The 115 in the 29. 3 wide for a moment. Coogan backs out. He's going to jump behind Nunez. Now use that slipstream heading into 3. Run not going to work as Coogan goes way up the track, way away from the slipstream, but look for the run to come here as he works his way back in that slipstream, back across the stripe, back towards turn number 1. Julian Altena continues to lead the field here, hugging that white line, and man, I tell you what, we have not seen him leave the bottom of the racetrack so far here tonight. That seems to be the place you want to be. If you get the race lead, you want that inside lane. You want to control the runs. You want to make them use the farthest way around the track. Sometimes they may be able to utilize the run and the momentum, but it tends to stall out here. Advantage going to that one machine with yet another lap led here tonight in the California 250 from Auto Club Speedway and Velocity Online Racing's championship night. Who's going to walk away? Well, we know who's going to walk away with the Season 2 championship. Man, at the front of the field, the one of Julian Altena is going to walk away with the season championship. But who can walk away the race winner? Can he walk away as a win-win here tonight, winning the championship and winning the race? We'll have to wait and see how all that unfolds as we are knocking on the door of the halfway point here tonight from Auto Club Speedway and Velocity Online Racing's Season number 2 Championship Night. Live here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Do want to take a brief moment to say thank you to each and every one of you joining us here tonight. Whether you're the friend, fan, or family stopping by, or just our casual viewer, we do appreciate each and every time you stop by here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up. Let them know you appreciate all the great racing action they're providing for you here tonight at Auto Club Speedway in the championship night in Season number 2 for Velocity Online Racing. And man, I tell you what, they have been mixing it up at the front of this field the entire race. 2-3 wide for a moment at the front for the race lead as Luis Gonzalez looks to the outside of Altena. Oh, dropping right. Oh my goodness. Big wiggles by a lot of these cars coming to the stripe that time by. Oh my goodness. When these Dallara IR-18s start getting squirrely, that is when you can get in some big time trouble. But all 3 of these drivers at the front of the field, Altena, Coogan, and Nunez, all doing a heck of a job staying up and in front of the steering box and keeping their machines in the right direction. They're closing in now on the back end of, I believe that is the lap machine of, I believe that is Dylan Haslich. Falling victim to the field, falling yet another lap down here. Looks like Nick DeGroot going to come to pit road in his 89 machine. His second pit stop done and over with. Chris Scala also snuck in to the pits there. Keeping an eye on the pit delta here from Nick DeGroot. 8.58 seconds in his pit box. 43.5 seconds on and off pit road. We'll use that to measure the rest of these drivers with. See who had the quickest pit stops. See whose crew is dialed up and ready to go get their driver on and off pit road as quick as they can. Still battling for the race lead at the front of the field. Shane Coogan trying to grab that top spot away, but Luis Gonzalez Nunez right there in third, ready to capitalize if either of these top 2, Altena or Coogan, make a mistake. Lurking just behind them, there you see Jim Herrick, and onto pit road goes Luis Gonzalez Nunez. So pit stops underway. We're starting to see some undercut as the 22 of Michael Jeffries brings his machine to pit road as well. Your leader stays out on track, and that's going to open up a little bit of a gap. Now your top two within a tenth of a second of each other. Coogan looking to the outside. More drivers to pit road. Jim Herrick, Alex Van Desant, Matt Houston to pit road this time by Julian Altena, Shane Coogan, Robert Sadler, Gary Goodsoe, and the driver of the 37 machine, Lars Buersdorf, staying out on track now down the back stretch. Coogan still trying to work that outside lane, but not having any success at it yet. Robert Sadler and Gary Goodsoe, they're battled up right here, packed up with each other. Who's going to come to pit road this time by? Nobody coming to pit road this time by. They're going to stay out. No, Robert Sadler, late move to pit road. Your top two on track continue to stay out on track. The 37 also came to pit road that time by, and looking through all the timing and scoring, it looks like one of the fastest crews out there so far on the pit stops have been the 23 crew, man. Jim Herrick, I don't know what they're feeding his pit crew, but a 41.33 pit delta, that is moving. That is getting the job done. That is business being handled. You see him right here, Jim Herrick and Nick DeGroot battling for position on track, 7th, 8th, and 9th, as Luis Gonzalez Nunez right there behind them, 1.3 seconds back to Matt Houston, as drivers begin to make their way back off of pit road, going around Robert Sadler right now. So Sadler losing a little bit of ground. Houston going to make his way by as well. Gary Goodsoe staying out on track, still keeping the field behind him. Chris Scala going to stay out on track as well. Scala sitting in the second position right now. He will assume the race lead, and he's going to have a big lead over the field, as he has already been to pit road on lap 21. I'll have to wait and see how much longer he can keep his machine out there. I expect to see him this time by. There he goes, coming to pit road this time by and making his way off of pit road. Ooh, this could be interesting. Alternate Coogan onto the track at the same time. Here comes DeGroot, Nunez, and Herrick. DeGroot looking for the pass, not going to be able to make it work. Here comes Nunez. 5-car battle now for the race lead. 3 wide for second place. Now make it 3 wide for first. Altena still on that bottom. They cannot get Julian off of the bottom, man. I tell you what, if that's, I think that's all you're going to have to do. You got to get him off of the bottom. He has been dominant on the bottom of the racetrack here so far tonight, as we have, we're right at the halfway point, and now as we begin lap 63 out of the 125 scheduled in the official race distance here tonight for round number 9 in season number 2. It's the championship night, the California 250, and nobody is going to hold back the one in his entire race team. Oh my goodness, sideways goes Herrick down there after touching the apron. That could have been bad. Oh my goodness, what a run there by Herrick, able to keep that machine headed in the right direction. Not sure how he did it, but as I was saying, race fans, nobody going to take away the season 2 championship from Altena and his crew. He's already wrapped that on up, just got to put the official ink on it at the end of tonight's race, but trying to walk away with a race win here to seal the deal, and so far having a no real trouble, no real problem at the front of the field after walking away with a provisional pole here. Julian has pretty much set the field on a fire and let it be known that you're going to have to go the long way around to pass me. Nick DeGroot, Luis Gonzalez now look like they get nose to tail, trying to make the run. Not going to happen here, as DeGroot still looking to make that outside run work. battle at the front of this field continues to rage on. 4 or 5 cars battling it out right now at the front of the field, but Matt Houston, he's making his way up here into the fray. That 66 slowly gaining, slowly going to bring his machine up there to battle it out with the rest of this field. The 3 of Gary Goodso right there in touch as well. 2.7 seconds back to the 23 of Jim Herrick after he had a heroic save a handful of laps ago. He's lost yet another position. The 6 of Sadler going to take away that 7th spot. Now 3 seconds back from this lead pack right here. Your top 6 have pretty much stepped away from the field, being led by your season champion, Julian Altena, down there on that bottom lane. Here comes Gonzalez out there on the middle lane. And we have just not been able to see anybody use that middle or high lane to get the run and make a dominant pass of your race leader all night long. I think it's going to take a handful of laps to really wind the momentum up if you're going to try to make your way by the race leader on that outside lane. Nick DeGroot goes way up the track now as drivers slowly searching for grip once again after being on pit road, about 10 laps ago or so. Most of these drivers on the pit road about 10 laps ago. Lap 57 for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, so 11 laps on the fuel and tires for him. Most of these other drivers sitting right around the 8 to 10 laps on their tires, so slowly but surely. Oh, the grip is going to fade, and Haslich almost into the wall. I believe that's Haslich. Lead pack makes their way by the back marker. That shakes things up for just a brief moment. Field spreads out, but they're all going to come back together. I can assure you that. Nobody really breaking away with a very dominant car here tonight, but very dominant on that bottom lane has been the one of Julian Altena, not letting anybody by. 3 wide once again for the race lead, but I don't think anybody has anything to get the job done just yet. They're going to have to group themselves together and pretty much leave that one out to dry. 3 wide once again for the race lead heading into turn number 1. Nick DeGroot sitting back in the 4th spot, now running just behind Altena. Now moving around just a little bit goes Luis Nunez. Oh, close battle here for the top spot now. Side draft, slipstream, not going to work. Altena going to continue to lead the race on the bottom of the track off of turn number 2. And as we sit here and watch, I'm watching a few of these lines and a few of these drivers running here tonight. And we're seeing 3-4 different entry lines here tonight at Auto Club Speedway. As we've noted throughout the night, Julian staying right there on that bottom lane, less than a tire width or so off of that white lane. We've seen other drivers just up the track a little bit, just staggered all the way up the track. So big wide open racing line here at Auto Club Speedway. But right now, the man with the advantage is the man at the front of the field, your Season 2 champion. Driver of the one machine, Julian Altena, continues to lead tonight's race as we cross the line, that time by 3 wide for the top spot. But Altena going to put that lap in his back pocket once again as we start lap 73 out of the 125 scheduled in the official race distance here tonight. In race fans, we've still got another round of pit stops to get through. If we can keep this thing green flag racing, we'll have another round of green flag pit stops, and that may shake up the field just a little bit more as they walk or as they cross the line to begin lap 74. Going to go a little bit closer here to the action. Your top 6 breaking away from the field. They've got a 4.8, almost 5-second lead over the 7th place driver, Jim Herrick, right there in the 23 machine, sitting in 7th. Robert Sadler right on his gearbox. Tell you what, we'll go back, take a look at this battle as that unfolds. I say as it unfolds, but Sadler looking to make the pass on the inside. Gonna have that spot, no problem. Working off of turn. Whoa, and big time wiggling loose off of the corner. Herrick goes for a ride through the grass, still on a ride. Oh, Herrick. Tough break there for Herrick. We watched that all unfold. We'll take a look here. Tough break for Herrick as you see him going through the grass, hitting the bump. Almost had it. Back on. And that is going to put an end to the night for the 23 of Herrick. Tough break for him and the rest of that 23 crew there. You see him down on pit road getting some damage reports done and things of that nature. That's going to slow the field down. We'll bring it to a crawl back behind that Ford Mustang pace car. So as the field comes back together, we'll step away for just a brief commercial break. Let these drivers get their pit stops in, then we'll get set to go back green flag racing once again. Will we see a run to the end here tonight in the California 250 in Velocity Online Racing Season 2 Championship Night? Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. Backtrack side as the field gets ready to fire things off once again here from Auto Club Speedway. Ford Mustang pace car ready to duck off this time by field gets set to go back green flag racing here from Auto Club Speedway. Julian Altena will bring the field back to the green flag once again here tonight. Man, oh man, what a race night it's been so far. Into the restart box, and green flag flies once again here from Auto Club Speedway. Field back on the gas, and away we go. Altena gets a good jump over Godso right there behind him. Shane Coogan staying out on track as well as your top two, or actually no, only your top two drivers staying out on track. Altena and Godso electing not to come to pit road and get those fresh tires and fuel just yet. And 3 wide for the race lead. Luis Gonzalez Nunez looking for the top spot. He's got the fresh tires, but will that be enough to dethrone the man that has been at the top all night long? Does anybody have anything for the driver of that one? Julian has done a fantastic job. Spot on race so far as we work our way around the track. Lap number 80 out of the 125 scheduled in the official race distance. Just 46 laps remaining. Nunez with a big jump, and he's got to run. Not going to be able to clear Altena on the inside as they enter turn 3, but that time by Luis Gonzalez Nunez had the run but wasn't able to complete the pass. We'll keep an eye on it. 2 and 3 wide for second place now. And just like that, the run to the front for Luis Gonzalez Nunez has went away. Trying to make that outside lane work once again. Here he comes. High side hustling right now for that 15 machine, but not able to make any gains right now. Back across the stripe and down into the corner. Working their way off of turn number 2. Your top 3 all packed up with each other, nose to tail, all over the gearbox. The 29 jumps outside of the 89 of Nick DeGroot right there behind Altena. He's going to stay in line. Here comes Coogan with that run on the outside. Haven't seen it work just yet. Not going to be able to. He's going to take that second spot away from DeGroot. Now looking to the outside of your race leader. Well, out there on the YouTube side of things, William, who's your friend? And I'll tell you what his number is. Drivers still mixing it up at the front of this field. Altena, DeGroot, Coogan, Nunez, Godso, and Houston now making his return to a top 5. That 66 machine now in to that final top 5 spot, as Godso beginning to fall victim to the field on those older tires. There you see Luis Nunez right there in that 4th spot, trying to make a run back to the front, trying to get up to the man that has led this thing all night long. Julian Altena out there continuing to lead the field. Lap 85 now underway. Well, we'll see if we can't narrow that down somehow. And right now, an amazing drive by the driver inside that one machine, sitting inside the cockpit. Altena doing a fantastic job. 16 lap, older tires than the drivers around him, and he is making that Dallara IR18 very tough to pass on those older tires, hugging that white line, making everybody go the long way around, and nobody able to group up and get it together and make that pass work just yet. Now looking to the outside once again is Shane Coogan, but the run just not gonna be there as they enter turn 3 and 4. Drivers still battling for positions, heavily contested right now. 4th and 5th, 6th and 7th. They're all battling it out right now. Luis Gonzalez, Chris Scala, Michael Jeffries, Robert Sadler, Matt Houston, all right there packed up with each other. Gary Godso, after making this restart on the out just behind your race leader, has fallen through the field all the way back to the 9th spot. He's got the 37 working just behind him. My goodness, race fans, this race has been fast-paced and on a frenzy here tonight, because we have only got 10 drivers left on the lead lap out of the 18 that took to the starting grid tonight. Multiple drivers caught up in a few various incidents here tonight, catching multiple drivers out and unfortunately ending a few nights here tonight. Gavin Smith, Christopher Kresge, John Christensen, Marion McDaniels, all out of the race here tonight. Alex Van de Sant not having a good evening. He's behind the 8 ball. Dylan Haslich also 3 laps down. So a few drivers used to being at the front of the field with some issues here tonight, finding themselves back in the field. And Nick DeGroot hits pit road for what could be the final stop of the night. He was already on to pit road underneath that caution, so the fuel window may have opened up, and DeGroot may have brought it down for the final time. We'll have to wait and see how all that shakes out as the field makes their way back down the backstretch halfway towards turn number 3, and still leading, still hugging that white lane. Julian Altena continues to lead. The race continues to dominate here tonight, trying to put a stamp on his Season 2 championship. That's already in the bag. We just got to find out who's going to walk away in victory lane here tonight. Shane Coogan looking to the outside once again, but the run just goes away right when those drivers bring that nose cone out. They just hit that wall of the brick wall of air, so to speak, and just the run just stalls out. Well, I would think he would be the 22. That's the only Michael we have in the field, and since he's your friend there, why don't we go ahead over here? The 22 of Michael Jeffries, as he's trying to make up some ground, try to get to the 15 of Luis Gonzalez. And Oscar, how you doing out there, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking in with us over here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network for Velocity Online Racing's California 250 Season 2 Championship Night. A few more drivers to pit road for what should be the final time. The 19 of Dylan Haslich on to pit road. He's losing a little bit more time, as he's actually been on pit road for the last 3 laps or so. So losing some more time and some more laps here tonight is the driver of that 19 machine. Watching the battle unfold between Gary Godso, Michael Jeffries, and Lars Buesdorf. Jeffries going to prevail in that battle, move his 22 machine up to the 7th spot. He's going to try to work over the gearbox of the 6 of Robert Sadler just in front of him. And, man, he's knocking on the door of a top 5. So, great run out there by the 22 so far here tonight. But Julian Altena, man of the hour, leading tonight's race, winning the championship in style. That is exactly right. Oscar checking in over there on the YouTube side saying, glad Julian is winning the championship in style. And that's exactly how every driver wants to win their championship, and that is go out in a dominating fashion, put their car on the pole position. That's what Julian did. Lead the most laps. That's what Julian has done. And then walk away with a race win. That's yet to be seen. But the way that it's going so far here tonight for that one crew, looks like that is all but said and done. We'll let it all play out as Luis Gonzalez Nunez breaking the pit road for what should be the final stop for that 15 crew. We'll see if everything goes smoothly on pit road for him as Altena continues to lead the race. Still has Shane Coogan right there, Chris Scala in 3rd, and Matt Houston In fourth, Robert Sadler now round out your top 5. Field still battling 4 spots at the front of the field. Julian Altina now has almost a 1/10 of a second lead over Shane Coogan, Chris Galla, Matt Houston, and Robert Sadler all in tow. That is your top 5 as they run on track here. Coming around on lap 97 to start lap 98. Your top 5, 6 all staying out on track. Do they have enough to make it to the end, or are they going to have to come to pit road? We'll have to wait and see. Alex Van Desant right there, 9th. First car, 1 lap down. Nick DeGroot on and off pit road for the final time. He sits in 10th. Just behind him, Luis Gonzalez Nunez about 5 seconds back of DeGroot. But those 2 drivers, they've got enough fuel to make it to the end. But will they have enough time? Will these drivers have to stop at the front of the field? I believe they will. We'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out as the lights slowly starting to become more dominant here as nightfall falls here at California Speedway, Auto Club Speedway, I should say. Whew. I'm surprised that these drivers are able to keep up the pack racing the way that they have here throughout this entire run. Not surprised because of their abilities, just the way these cars run, the way the mechanical grip and the aerodynamic dependence is on these Dallara IR18s. It's fascinating. It's awesome to see that they're able to keep these close battles going so far, so late into the tire run here at a track that, well, you don't typically think that Auto Club Speedway would tear up some tires, but for some reason these Dallara IR18 Firestone tires just don't hold up quite as well as some of the 10 top tires do. But, well, pit road, green flag, pit stops. Here comes Altina, here comes Gazzo. That's going to give the race lead to this man, Shane Coogan, but he's got Matt Houston right there on his gearbox looking to the outside. Want to give another big-time shout-out to Matt Houston and everybody else back there at Raceverse. Raceverse coming on board will sponsor the league with a $100 prize pool for next season's Championship 5. So keep your eyes peeled to the Facebook page for some more announcements coming forward in the next coming weeks about Raceverse's involvement in season number 3. So big time a shout out to Matt and everybody else back there at Raceverse. Field continues this long green flag run. Last time to pit road, lap 76 for your top 7 drivers. Alex Van Desant being scored in the 7th spot, but 1 lap down. Now Nick DeGroot gonna take over that lucky dog position. Well, lucky dog, that's something that we have in the 10 Tops NASCAR side of things. Velocity Online Racing not employing the lucky dog here, so Nick DeGroot gonna have to make his way back on the lead lap the good old-fashioned way. Let's hope all these drivers in front of him come to pit road. If we get a caution, and he'll get a wave around and be able to come back behind the field. And DeGroot's got enough gas. We'll just have to wait and see how it all unfolds. As Julian Altina, he lost a ton of time going to pit road as well. Robert Sadler now to pit road this time by, so the 6 brings his machine down to a crawl and a slow onto pit road, now heading down towards his box as Coogan continues to lead the field. He's got Matt Houston and Chris Scala in tow. Michael Jeffries right there now running in the 4th spot, and the 37 of Lars Buersdorf right there rounding out your top 5. Battles going on all over the track. You've got battles right here at the front, and you've got battles just behind them to try to get back on the lead lap. Nick DeGroot, Alex Van de Sant right there trying to get themselves back onto the lead lap. There you see him just on the outside, the 89 of Nick de Groot. He's trying to make his way back around the race leader and back onto the lead lap. He's got himself about a 6-second lead over the one of Julian Altena. So maybe coming to pit road, that short pit, the undercut, may work out for a few of these drivers tonight. Julian Altena now falling through the field back in the 9th position, and he has got a ton of ground to make and a ton of time to make up. Side-by-side racing action now between that one and Luis Gonzalez Nunez through turns 1 and 2. Heading off of turn 2 now, back down the back stretch. They're trying to close in the distance, trying to run down Nick de Groot, sitting in that 89 machine up in the 6th spot. He's the first car that has made his final pit stop here tonight. We'll see how de Groot fares through the rest of the races. We've got less than 20 laps to go. We'll jump back with your race leader as it's 2 and 3 wide with the lap machine of Nick de Groot, but Shane Coogan down there on the inside, Matt Houston in tow. Oh my goodness, hard impact with the outside wall, and around goes Chris Scala off the racetrack. We're gonna stay green flag racing. That was a hard impact. Caution flag finally comes out, and Chris Scala, ooh, that was a tough one. We'll take a look back here. Looks like touching the apron. Driver gets a little bit loosened. Oh, it snaps around hard. Hard impact for Chris Scala, bringing out our latest caution here tonight. Very late race caution. We'll take a look back here from the seat with Scala, as there you see the car getting a little out of shape, and then hard impact with that outside wall. That is more than likely going to put an end to the night for the driver of that 24 machine, Chris Scala. He's seen better days, and oh, that was really close. Some other drivers made their way by. Scala trying to get the ship righted and headed in the right direction. And race fans, this has mixed up the field something fierce. Caution flag flying late in the going here under green flag pit cycles. That has left us with just 4 drivers on the lead lap. Shane Coogan, Matt Houston, Michael Jeffries, Lars Buersdorf, all going to come to pit road. Nick de Groot, Alex Van de Sant may stay out there. Not sure if Van de Sant has enough to make it to the end on fuel, but looks like he's going to stay out on track anyway. Luis Gonzalez, Julian staying out, as well as Robert Sadler. I expect to see Gary Godso also stay out, as he's been to pit road for the final time here tonight as well. And well, that sets us up for quite an interesting little finish here. We're going to have multiple drivers, about 5 of them receive a waiver round. They're going to line up just behind the 4 drivers that are coming off of pit road. Shane Coogan, Matt Houston, Michael Jeffries, and Lars Buersdorf. All of those drivers are going to have the fresh tires here. Advantage going to that top 4. But the fast cars that have been at the front will be lining up behind him. We'll have to wait behind them. We'll have to wait and see how all that shakes out. Getting poked right now because we got to go to a quick commercial break. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back. backtrack side as promised. Wave around machines going by the pace car. Your top 4 drivers getting ready to go back green flag racing. And I tell you what, race fans, that late race caution has brought us to a very interesting little end to tonight's championship race here in season number 2 for Velocity Online Racing. Who's going to walk away with the race win? Will it be one of these drivers that had the benefit of the fresher tires after staying out during that long green flag run? Shane Coogan will bring the field to the green flag. Matt Houston right behind him. The 22 of Michael Jeffries. Lars Buersdorf right there in 4th. But Nick DeGroot, Alex Van de Sant, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, your season champion Julian Altena right there behind these drivers. Pace car down and away, car around coming to the green. Oh my goodness, green flag flies. Once again here at Auto Club Speedway, we go back green flag racing. Car with a little bit of an issue back through there. Tough break there. It looks like that may have been Gary Godso with a moment coming to the green flag there on the restart, but nonetheless at the front of the field. Shane Coogan walks away right now, has Matt Houston looking to the outside. Can Houston put that race verse sponsored 66 at the top of the pylon? Not going to happen off of turn 4. Big run to the outside once again for Houston. Can he get the job done? He's got some help behind him with the 22 of Michael Jeffries, but here comes Luis Gonzalez on the inside line right behind Coogan and snaking in that blue machine right behind them. Julian Altena, he's snaking, trying to bob and weave and make his way through the field, rooting a driver off of the bottom lane and up. Inside the top 5 now is that one machine. Altena making a resurgence here towards the end of the race. Now running in that 4th spot. Does Coogan have what it takes to keep this hungry hornet's nest behind him for another 13 laps here before we find out who will walk away with the race win? Season championship already decided. Driver running in that 4th spot, the one of Julian Altena, walking away with the Season 2 championship. But who will walk away? Your race winner, big time run on the outside there by Houston. Kind of falls apart like we've seen pretty much all night long. Luis Gonzalez Nunez dropping down into that inside lane just behind Coogan. That's going to force Altena to the high side. Altena not having a run off of the corner. He's going to stay right there too. Now 3 wide, back to 2 wide. Oh my goodness, single file. I don't even know what they're doing. Drivers darting, dodging, bobbing, weaving here in the final few laps as we've come off of turn number 4 to begin lap. I lost count. 11 laps to go. It's never bad. It's never good when your commentator forgets what lap you're on. Lap 114 underway here in the California 250 for Velocity Online Racing Season 2 Championship night here from Auto Club Speedway. The man trying to make the move on the outside, trying to take that top spot away once again. Oh, they touch tires. Going to turn 1. Coogan on the bottom, Altena at the top. Altena trying to get that run, but not being able to do it. He slots in right behind him. There he moves to the outside once again. Close racing action down the backstretch. Altena gets the nose of that one machine out in front of Coogan for a brief moment, but not able to make the pass. And, oh, contact, and around goes Altena. Around goes Altena off track. Let's see if we can see what happened. Did they touch? Contact. There's the contact, and around Altena goes. He's going to get it right at We Stay Green Flag Racing, but that has taken him out of the chance to seal the deal with a race win. So your season champion going to pit road now to fix his machine. Altena having a rough end to the night after trying to battle for the race lead once again here with just under 10 laps to go. We cross the line now with 8 laps remaining in tonight's California 250 live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network from Auto Club Speedway and Velocity Online Racing Season 2 Championship Night. Position still up for grabs as we wind down the laps here tonight from Auto Club Speedway, making his way off of pit road now. I believe that was the 23, I believe, coming off of pit road once again. I have to take a look back here through the timing and scoring. Actually, that's the 17 of Alex Van de Sant coming off of pit road for the final time here tonight. Alex sitting in that 9th position, a few laps down, but as the field works their way off of turn 4, Shane Coogan continues to lead Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Nunez jumping to the outside now, looking for that top spot. Will we see that outside lane finally work? Almost clear. Not clear enough. And Nunez gonna have to go back up the track and try to work that run once again. With 6 laps remaining here tonight, jumping to the outside, looking into turn number 3. Here comes Luis Gonzalez Nunez with that run once again. Not able to do anything with it. He's going to break out onto the front stretch, just side by side, crossing the line. Coogan going to take that lap. Top 6 as they run, still all within 1 second of the race lead. Shane Coogan, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, Matt Houston, Michael Jeffries, Nick DeGroot, and Lars Buersdorf are those top 6 drivers, all right here packed with each other, but it's basically a 2-car show at the front of the field with 5 laps to go. Now 4 left as we cross the line. Who's got what it takes to bring it on home? Will Gonzalez make the run on the high side work, or can Coogan keep it next to that white lane in his hands? We'll have to see. How bad does that 15 car want it? Coming up the track, blocking a little bit of the run there on entry was Coogan, but that's going to let Nunez get a little bit more of a slipstream off of turn number 4. Side by side once again, 3 laps remaining. Still side by side working their way off of turn number 4. Shane Coogan and Luis Gonzalez Nunez drag race to the line. Popsicle sticks out. 2 laps remaining in Velocity Online Racing Season 2 Championship Night here from Auto Club Speedway. The California 250 has not disappointed. Your Season 2 champion with some late race trouble. Julian Altena gonna find himself on pit road behind the wall in the 10th position, but battle for the race win underway off of turn number 4. Back to the line. Here we go. White flag flies here at Auto Club Speedway. Cars back down into turn number 1 for the final time tonight. Position goes to Shane Coogan. Can he keep Luis Gonzalez Nunez back, or will Nunez get a big enough run down the backstretch? Here comes that slipstream, looking to the outside now into 3. Here comes Nunez, close as they go into 3 in the position and spot. Looks like it's going to go to the 29 of Shane Coogan. He's going to clear Nunez off of 4 and to the line. Your race winner, the 29 of Shane Coogan. What a race, what a night, what a finish. Driver of the 29 machine, Shane Coogan, able to keep off a hard charging 15 machine of Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Was close, but no cigar. There you see a little bit of fun in the background by Alex Van de Sant. Luis Gonzalez, Nick DeGroot going to round out your podium position. So we'll get things set and ready to go here for your post-race interviews. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Backtrack side race fans, after a great night of racing here from Auto Club Speedway in season number 2. It's the championship night, and it's all done and over with. It's all said and done. Man, oh man, what a race, what a season for the Velocity Online Racing drivers. And I tell you what, let's see if we can't get in a quick word or two with the driver that walked away in the third and final podium spot here tonight. Nick DeGroot, is Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, my man. A heck of a finish out there tonight, walking away with a third. You got caught a little bit behind the 8 ball there when that late race caution came out after you had already made your pit stop. Walk us through a little bit of that moment and how that felt to know that you're really going to have to be on it for the end of this thing.
Oh yeah, that was definitely not what I wanted to see. I had a plan and it worked perfectly. We took no tires there on that final pit stop, and we just caught on the tail end of the draft of the pack. They pulled me right up, so you saw there, like when Luis and Julian pitted, I was several seconds in front of them, I'm like, I just got to be careful, don't trip over anybody, and if this goes green, I'm pretty sure we're about to win this race. But lo and behold, it didn't go green, and that's how it goes. And we had to come back around on, what was that? We pitted lap 90, so it was like 25 lap old tires we were dealing with there at the end of that race, just trying to claw our way up through the field, really leaning on that weight jacker, seeing what we could get. And yeah, I'm shocked we got a podium. I think that's awesome that we were still able to get a third place finish out of that. And not gonna lie, was kind of hoping there'd be a little bit of fireworks in front of me that last lap. Maybe give us a shot.
I hear you. Well, nonetheless, man, it was a great run by you and the whole 89 crew. You guys were fast on and off pit road, no problems down there on pit road to speak of for your crew. So gotta be happy about that. Thankful for a third placing. No, it's not where you want to be, but with the competition as stiff as it is here in the Velocity Online Racing Series, got to be happy with a podium finish. And before we let you go and enjoy this podium finish and get set to focus in on next season, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of the car?
Well, I got to thank Factory Back Motorsports and Covey Moore and this team he's put together, giving me an opportunity to even compete in these iRaces like this. And yeah, it's awesome. So go check us out on Instagram. We post some cool photos there. And yeah, that's about it.
All right, my man. Well, great job once again. Heck of a drive tonight. And we'll look forward to trying to catch up with you in season number 3 coming up here in just a few short weeks.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. That was the driver finishing in the 3rd position here tonight in the final race of season number 2, the California 250, the 89 of Nick DeGroot. Gonna walk away with the 3rd and final podium spot. Let's see now if we can't get in a quick word or two with the driver that finished 2nd here tonight. Luis Gonzalez Nunez is Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you doing? How you been, man?
Yeah, I changed my hair, so hair for everything. So I changed everything. So for that, I very lost for this, for the broadcast. So yeah, but it's alright. I found this like a long time. So yeah, it's very good championship here.
Well, you had a great race there. A little bit of contact towards the end of the race. Walk us through your race night.
Was you know what? Before I thinking about it's night on the official races is different weather, so it's more difficult. So I say, maybe like a 10 or 20 yellow flags. So it's like, it's gonna be. But it was so funny. So I just thinking about make the pole. Maybe it's gonna be on green flag all the race, but no. But we have a lot of gap for a lot of laps for green flag, so it's gonna be funny. I tried to. So Nick did something like same like me. So it's like I thinking about Daytona last in the IndyCar racing fix it. I say if you not change its tires, I'm gonna get the first place. But when I don't know why I put 50 liters more than my tank, so my tank is more. I have more liters in my tank, so but just waited, try to catch try to see how can pass the first car because it's so difficult to pass the first car. Maybe if the first guy is gonna mistake on the apron, he's gonna take to the apron, it's gonna be lost the first place. But I tried to squeeze on the apron, but it's too difficult. It's really difficult to do it that way. If you have a one screen, it's better. It's difficult, but you have a 3, better. But it's very fun. It's very fun. Just be patient. On the first like a 10 laps maybe, I touched the apron, so I almost lost the car. So just come back to the field and try to get the first place. But it's difficult. It's very difficult, but it's really fun. It's a really fun race.
That it was. It was a great night of racing all around. Great to see you mix it up there all through the field, and heck of a run for you and the 15 crew. But before we let you go, Luis, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the car?
Yeah, I'm gonna say something in English and after in Spanish because my mother is listening and see my race in Chile. So I'm gonna say thank you for everybody. I think thank you for Julian. It's very hard championship. It's very hard to make the one championship here with these people. So it's very difficult to try to convince everything. So I'm very happy for him. Very happy for the championship for him. So they're gonna do it for next time for fight the championship for the first time for the first race on the on the year or on the season. Sorry. So I want to say something in Spanish. Quiero decirle gracias a todos de mi equipo. Quiero decirle gracias, mandarle saludos a mi madre. Yo sé que con todo esto del virus y todo lo demás ha estado un poco encerrada y nada, le quiero dedicar este segundo lugar. Hubiese sido mejor un primer lugar para ella, pero bueno, es lo que hay. Y nada, un beso y un abrazo y te amo mucho. Just I say thank you, my mom. Thank you for all the support. And of course, for the COVID-19 is very difficult for her. So this second place is for her. So I hope to get the first place, but it's all right. So yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for you, Dave, and yeah, see you when I see you again.
All right, my man. Well, congratulations. Enjoy your second place, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, for sure. I hope.
All right, there you have it. Some few final words from the driver finishing in second here tonight. That was Luis Gonzalez Nunez walking away with a second place. We'll see if we can't catch in now. A few words with the driver walking away with the race win, the 29 machine of Shane Coogan. Man, how you doing? How you feeling after winning that thing?
Yeah, feeling pretty good, man. That's what we want. And man, still kind of catching my breath there, but that was a hell of a race. That was fun.
Walk us through what it feels like to be a rookie in the season, or at least I see an R next to your name, so I'm assuming rookie. Hopefully I got that right and don't look like an idiot here, but how's it feel to win a championship night race as a rookie? I mean, you're able to stamp yourself as a race winner in this league and in this series. How's all that feel?
It feels great. This field is definitely this series is definitely filled with some talented drivers, so it feels good. Raced with a few of these guys in a couple other leagues, so been around the block, but definitely new to this series, and really like the tracks that these guys are going to and the other drivers in the series. So it feels amazing. It's definitely a box checker for sure, and I love this track. Fontana is just so cool, so much IndyCar history there. So definitely want to have a good run here, but it feels great, man, to grab one of these.
Well, Shane, my man, it was a great night for you, a great night for the entire 29 crew. You were up there mixing it up at the front for pretty much the entire race, and we won't keep you much longer because we know you got some celebrations planned here after a great race win. So you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous before we let you go?
Just shout out to Julian. He puts on a great league here, Velocity Online Racing. All the other drivers, I think Julian grabbed the championship, so congrats to him. Just shout out to family, friends, anybody watching. And yeah, it was a good race out there. Just kind of took it easy. Tried to get up in the top group about halfway through the race and just be there at the end. It was pretty touchy. There was more grip than I thought because it got a bit cooler as the sun went down, but I had to run super close and not give up the inside. So I got a little lucky on the pit stop and just took it, and it was a good one. But no, thanks to you guys, and thanks Dave for running the show here. Can't wait to watch.
All right, my man. Well, once again, congratulations on a great run, walking away with the race win at the end of tonight's California 250. And we look forward to catching up with you in some more post-race activities later on in season number 3. But enjoy this one, my friend, and enjoy it for a while because we've got about 5 weeks before season starts. So enjoy this race win, covet it, because you're not going to have that rookie stripe anymore. So enjoy the race win, my man.
That's right. We'll take it, and I'll see you next time.
All right, there you have it. That was your race winner, the driver of the 29 machine. And now let's see if we can't catch in a few words with another very special driver walking away with a season championship at the end of the night. Julian, how you doing, man? How you feeling? I know you came up short on the race win, but you got that championship.
Yeah, it's been a great season. I honestly didn't really expect at the start to be here because the competition was looking even stronger than season 1, and season 1 was already quite good. So I guess just being a consistent point scorer, just being in the top 10 for I think every race apart from 1 or 2 where I crashed out early in the race. So yeah, consistency just has been key. There were a couple people that missed one race or two races as well. So that definitely helped me in the championship. But yeah, I got great competition, got a great team behind me with Gary, Robert, Oscar, and of course myself being part of that as well, the Velocity Online Racing team itself. So yeah, it's just been great. The competition is really high. Everybody's really clean as well, so that definitely helps getting some races in there without taking too long. So yeah, I'm just really proud of what we've achieved, myself and Robert. Robert has been a massive help this season. So yeah, I'm just really happy to have these guys here. Everybody racing in the league is just yeah, it's a pleasure racing against them, and I hope to see all of them, if not many, again in season 3.
All right, my man. Well, you mentioned season 3. Want to let you enjoy the season championship here in season number 2, but season number 3 does have a lot of cool things coming up in the mix. So keep your eyes out there, peeled on the Velocity Online Racing Facebook page for some announcements coming out of Raceverse. And Julian, man, once again, a heck of a job out there tonight. We'll look to see if you can't continue some winning ways and maybe make it a back-to-back championship next season. But before we let you go and ride off in the sunset with the big trophy, you want to give any last shout-outs or thank yous?
It's actually a back-to-back-to-back that I'm going for, season 3. Yeah, obviously I want to give a shout out to Matt Houston for the season 3 prize pool that he's going to provide with under the name of Raceverse. It's greatly appreciated. He's been a great part of the community and being a regular race attendee as well. So it's great to have him in the league. Robert, co-admin of the league, helping me a lot with managing the league and actually helping pay you as a broadcaster as well. So I really appreciate that. And just Oscar, my teammates, Oscar Fredrickson and Gary Gotso, my other teammates. It's really good to work together with them. They take the league seriously, which is awesome. We practice together as well, so I really appreciate those guys just providing the competition within the team and also everybody else inside the league. We got a couple of really good names in here that I hope are going to stick around for season 3. So thanks to everybody just for racing, like I already said. So it's so good to race with these people, man. Even though it's my own league, it's just so tough to race here, and it definitely means a lot to me to get some good results in here. So yeah, it's just great all around. And thanks to you as well for broadcasting, of course.
All right, my man. Well, enjoy the championship, and we'll catch up with you in a few weeks.
Yes, for sure.
All right, there you have it. Final words from your Season 2 champion, making it back-to-back championships. Julian Altena walking away with the championship here in season number 2, and it looks like producers waving their arms, flagging me down. That means, well, there you go. They've already pushed the button. Music beginning to play here, so that means we need to run down your unofficial race results for the California 250 here from Auto Club Speedway. Your race results look a little something like this. Walking away with the race win, driver of the 29, the rookie, Shane Coogan. Coming home in second, the 15 of Luis Nunez, and third, Nick DeGroot. Walking away in fourth here today, the 37 of Lars Buersdorf, and in fifth, Matt Houston. Sixth place goes to Michael Jeffries. Robert Sadler going to bring his sixth machine home in seventh. And eighth place goes to Gary Godso. Alex Van de Sant going to come home in ninth, and 10th place goes to your Season 2 champion, the one machine of Julian Altena. The 19 of Dylan Haslich going to slot home in 11th. 12th place goes to Chris Scala. 13th, Jimmy Eric. Gavin Smith going to slot home in 14th. 15th place goes to Oscar Fredrickson. Christopher Kresge going to come home in 16th. 17th place to John Christensen. And rounding out the field here tonight, after early trouble, the 13 of Marion McDaniels. Whew, man, what a night, what a race. My friends, thanks for tuning in here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the headquarters, we do appreciate each and every time you stop by. Whether you're the fan, friend, family, or just the race fan, we do appreciate each and every one of you stopping by. So with that being said, well, stay safe, stay loved. Until then, we'll meet you in Turn 3.